Titanoboa is an extinct species of giant snake that may have been one of the most terrifying things to roam planet Earth. Thankfully, we will never have to come into contact with one, but that doesn't mean we don't have our fair share of terrifying creatures in our midst. Hey guys, welcome back to Most Amazing. I'm your host Kennedy, and today we are counting down the top 10 terrifying creatures scarier than the Titanoboa. Let's get into it. Starting us off at number 10 are cassowaries. At first glance, these flightless birds look like some sort of prehistoric turkey meets emu meets ostrich, and trust me, you want to stay as far away as possible from them. First off, they are big boys, sometimes measuring up to 6 feet 6 inches tall and can weigh up to 132 pounds. You might be thinking, well, that's not so bad, but think again, because what truly makes them dangerous is their insanely muscular legs, topped off with 5-inch claws at the ends of their feet. If they feel threatened, they will leap up and strike at their assailant with their dagger feet, causing lethal wounds to internal organs and severe blood loss. Plus, even though they can't fly, they can run at a speed of 50 kilometers an hour. So if they decide you're in trouble, it's pretty much over for you. They are one of the only species of birds that have confirmed reports of killing humans, and although the attacks are rare, they are gruesome, so just to be safe, I'd say keep your distance. Coming in at number 9 is the leopard seal. Found in the icy cold scapes of Antarctica, the leopard seal is one predator you do not want to mess with. For starters, they rank as the second highest predator in the animal kingdom in their area, fearing only the killer whale, are able to reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour while swimming, and as far as we know, they are the only seal species that will actively prey on other seals. Although they tend to prefer the taste of penguins, they have been known to attack humans. In fact, explorers have on numerous occasions been the victim of a gruesome bite or even pulled under into the icy waters to their doom. And once you're dragged under hypothermic water at 40 kilometers an hour, there's not much hope left. Now, I won't lie to you, they are really cute to look at, but they just can't be trusted. Between their powerful jaws and their aggressive nature, they will almost certainly cause you extreme injury, if not death, if they feel you're getting too close. At least the good news is that most people aren't itching to get out to Antarctica anytime soon. Coming in at number 8 is the slow loris. If there's one thing that I can trust, it's to never trust a cute face in the animal kingdom. Just like bright colors, more often than not, it's a trap meant to put the victim at ease right before it kills you. In the case of the slow loris, this is spot on. Despite looking like a beanie baby, the slow loris is actually one of the most venomous mammals in the world, storing their deadly toxins in the brachial gland on the side of their elbow. They are an extremely isolated creature, so they're easily threatened, and if they feel remotely in danger, they are for sure going to bite you, first raising their arms above their head before licking the toxin from their arms and sinking their teeth into your flesh. The toxin will then begin to kill your tissue, and though many react differently, some experience intense itching, others muscle convulsions, ultimately, if it's left untreated, can be fatal. Coming in at number 7 is the Sydney funnel web spider. In general, spiders give me the heebie-jeebies. It's not so much a fear of them as just thinking about them makes me feel like they're crawling all over my skin. That being said, I am for sure afraid of the Sydney funnel web spider. Found in Australia only, within a 100-mile radius of Sydney, the good news about these things is that at least you know where you need to be worried about coming face to face with one. The bad news, however, is that its venom can quite literally kill you. Once those fangs break your skin, you have about 15 minutes before the venom starts completely overloading the body's nervous system and ends in fatality. It should be noted males are the exceptionally dangerous ones here, so you might fare better if you are facing a female, but still, I would avoid it at all costs. Now, antivenoms for the bite do exist, but like I said, you have about 15 minutes before all hell breaks loose, so you have to move fast. Coming in at number 6 are assassin bugs. It's not always powerful venom and a strong jaw that causes the most damage. Some of the things that are the most terrifying come from the tiniest little creatures. One of these terrifying things is perfectly named the assassin bug, and despite their small size, their bites pack a huge punch. When they feel threatened, they will bite into your flesh, which is apparently very painful to begin with, and with that bite comes the spread of a parasite that causes Chagas disease. disease. This disease has the potential to shut down just about all of your major organs and in many cases is fatal. Statistically, Chagas disease kills roughly 12,000 people a year, which is an insanely high number, especially when you compare it to some of the more obviously intimidating species out there. And if that weren't creepy enough, they also tend to enjoy going for the face or eyes of humans, particularly when we are asleep, making us nearly defenseless. Coming in at number 5 is the Flamboyant Cuttlefish. Despite the name, this might be the last thing you would want to sit down and have a cuddle with. I know, that was bad, but seriously, the cuttlefish is crazy venomous and definitely not something to mess around with. The sea creature eats a carnivorous diet, usually gunning for bony fish and crustaceans, and although they rarely come into contact with humans, we are not safe from their wrath. Interestingly, it is the only variety of cuttlefish known to be toxic, and research done by the Museum of Victoria in Melbourne shows that they might actually be just as lethal as the blue-ringed octopus. This colorful cuttlefish stores its highly toxic venom away in their razor-sharp beak hidden under their tentacles and are a master camouflager, so you will never see them coming. Thankfully, the chances of running into one are very low, so at least there is a bit of solace there. Coming in at number 4 is the Belcher Sea Snake. Found mostly in the tropical reefs of the Indian Ocean, the Belcher Sea Snake is considered to be the most venomous snake in the world, which is saying something because there's a lot of venomous snakes in this world. But the sea serpent's venom is 100 times more deadly than the most poisonous earthbound snakes. We're talking a few milligrams of this toxin would be enough to kill over 100 people. What's scary about these guys is because snakes require a warm temperature, being cold-blooded creatures and all, they actually live closer to the surface than many other deadly sea creatures. Plus, their bite only feels like a small prick. But make no mistake, in a matter of minutes, you can be incapacitated with symptoms like vomiting, dizziness, convulsions, hysteria, kidney failure, and even paralysis. Essentially, there's a time frame of roughly 30 minutes where if antivenom is administered, you can be saved, but otherwise, chances are not looking good for you. Next up at number 3 is the Komodo Dragon. It's a pretty good rule of thumb that anything being described as a dragon is probably not the friendliest of creatures. At least it's true for the Komodo dragon. These behemoths are the largest lizards in the world, capable of growing up to 10 feet in length and usually attaining a weight of at least 300 pounds. Not only that, they look as if they're made out of steel and have just walked off the set of Jurassic Park, so that alone should tell you that they are not to be messed with. Just in case you need a bit more convincing, however, when a Komodo dragon bites into an animal or a human, they pull back the flesh with their razor-sharp teeth and powerful jaws while oozing the deadly venom into the open wound. This not only leaves massive gaping holes in the flesh of its victims, but the venom they deposit inside will rapidly lower the blood pressure, prevent the blood from clotting, and send you into an almost immediate state of shock. After just a few hours, you'll be dead. Over the years, quite a few people have actually lost their lives to the giant Komodo dragon, so just do yourself a favor and leave them alone. Coming in at number 2 is the Irukandji Jellyfish. So, obviously, it's not news that lots of jellyfish are scary and deadly creatures, but this one might just be the worst. These deadly sea creatures are found in just about every warm ocean in the world, from Bali and the Philippines to Hawaii, even South Africa. So just about anywhere you go, you could very well be in danger. But that's not even what is so terrifying, it's their size. The jellies are only about 1 to 2 centimeters in size, which may sound comforting, but think again. It's actually their small stature that makes them so dangerous because it's nearly impossible to spot one near you, and the sting is so mild you'll barely feel it. But once their tendrils touch you, it only takes between 5 to 45 minutes to develop incredibly scary symptoms, starting with body aches all over, developing into cramping muscles, chest pain, nausea, and trouble breathing, and lastly, fatal brain hemorrhage. These inconspicuous jellies send 50 to 100 people to the hospital each year and are definitely one of the scariest things out there. And last up today in our number 1 spot are freshwater snails. While there are many species of freshwater snails that are completely harmless, if not beneficial, there are some out there that can cause irreversible damage. But unlike anything else on this list, freshwater snails aren't dangerous because they're going to attack you or bite you or cause organ failure necessarily. Instead, the real reason they are to be feared is that they are hosts of a lethal parasitic flatworm called trematodes. Trematodes cause what is called schistosomiasis, and when us humans come into contact with fresh water where the parasites live, it causes a whole slew of issues from rashes and digestive problems to infertility and even cancer. But what's the actual risk? Well, shockingly, it is worse than anything on the list. In terms of impact, there is only one parasitic disease more devastating, and that's malaria. Still, this one is nothing to scoff at, as it usually takes the lives of between 20,000 to 200,000 people a year. The good news is that the symptoms can be treated, of course, by chemotherapy, but I mean, it is still a brutal disease caused by an incredibly inconspicuous little creature and causes more deaths than just about any other animal on the planet right now. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments below of any other terrifying creatures. I'll catch you next time.